Welcome back to the No Cap News Recap with JT and
LAG and JT. Hey JT, thanks for having me. What's new?
Thanks for being here. We got a bunch of stories to get into. But before we do that, I want you to like, subscribe, leave a comment, get active in the chat, put your notifications on so you know when we're going live.
You need to change your background because they're not a sponsor of this show.
This is very true. Do you want to kick off?
So before we get to anything, yes, sir. So let's shake things up with this first story. No cap news recap while JT fixes non-sponsor support on his screen. Let's watch the first video.
All right, so you want to tell the people what we just saw?
Yeah, we just saw an earthquake. We just saw an earthquake in Thailand, and one of the buildings apparently collapsed. I'm sure there was some casualties there, but I was very interested in seeing the water. So the water that's spilling over is from a pool that's on like one of the higher floors, and there are like so many clips online, and you actually see people in the pool, and then they're trying to get out. They're trying to exit the entryway and stuff like that. So apparently they've never really experienced an earthquake like that. But I mean, at first I was questioning, like, why would they put a building so high up with the pool? But, you know, every place has tall buildings. I just think it was very shocking that the water wasn't contained in like a barrier or something. Like there's no, like in another clip, hopefully it's out there, but there's no glass barrier to that water. It just spills over off of the building. Like even on a good day, that water just spills over. There's no barrier. Like I tried to find another video where I had it and I was watching the people in it. There's literally no barrier. So, you know, there's a lot of buildings in California that have those pools that are like that, but they have like a glass barrier around it. So I'm thinking maybe if the water was probably contained, would that have helped things or not? I'm not really sure, but it was just interesting to see that they designed it without having a way to contain the water. But here's a part 2 to someone else speaking about her experience. And you can see people are like very concerned. So I was just really like looking at all that water that was spilling over. Let's play the second video.
I'm scared as shit right now. Holy shit. So, cheers. I'm not even joking. The building is moving. The building is rocking back and forth like this. Oh my gosh. People are freaking out. People are scared. I see somebody is gonna have to be rushed to the emergency room because an older man just had a heart attack or a panic attack or something. He said that this isn't normal and that this doesn't happen, but you should have seen the way upstairs was shaking. I'm fucking shaking. I just had to run down 29 flights. I'm so grateful to be alive.
Inside, and for the moment, we understand you have belongings inside and your valuables, etc. But for now, our security team is right at the...
I guess now I can say I experienced an earthquake for the first time. And I'm good. If I ever had thoughts about moving to Bangkok, this was definitely the reason to tell me no. I'm cool with thunderstorms. I'm cool with all that, but the earth shaking, nah.
So
You don't notice anything odd about that video?
what's odd about it? No, I did not, sir. What's odd about it?
She ran down 29 flights of stairs, right? Is out of breath, pulls out her phone, and starts going live. It says, "I'm so glad to be alive." No, you're so glad to be able to Instagram or go live right now. Because I'm like,
she's living
if I go down 29 flights of stairs, you think pulling out my phone and going live on social media is the first thing I'm gonna do?
I don't think that's the first. I don't think that's the first thing she did. I think she took a moment and cried off camera because she's not out of breath. I think she took a moment. It was like, wow, I can't believe I got out of there. I think she took a moment, you know, regulated herself, and still was like, okay, I need to tape this. And there's a lot of people that went live showing themselves traveling down those stairs and not taking the elevators. So I believe that 29 flights would make sense. And the fact that she made it,
that doesn't make sense. I'm just saying once you finish doing that, you're gonna go live.
Yeah,
like you're not Diane Sawyer. Like nobody's waiting for your take on this or
you're such a hater. You're such a hater. We don't know if she's a content creator. You're a hater. She's living her no cap truth. She's living her truth, no cap. It's all real. And she trended. I'm sure she trended based off to that video. You are a hater. She cried. She's not gonna cry on camera. She still looks, kind of like shaken up. I can't believe you. Yeah, everybody goes to Instagram. Instagram is like making a phone call. Did you know that? Yo, let me tell you what happened. They go to Instagram. Yo, let me show you what happened. Instagram is social media is the new telephone. What are you talking about? That's what people do. Yo, let me show you what's going on around me. It used to be they call you and text you. Now everything is a live camera. That's why you got to be careful when you're in public, because you'll be a conversation in the telephone. Listen, let her live. Okay. Up next. You're such a hater. I can't believe you. We're on here doing no cap news recap. We are giving her perspective. She almost died. Come on, have some sympathy, man. Have some empathy. She almost died, JT.
She put herself out for scrutiny. Therefore, I scrutinize.
She put herself out there for support. But look, cash is king, content is king. That's it. I'm sure her views went up, her followers went up. She's winning. She made it out. And, look, she was filming herself and you saw her face like pause, like, wait, hold on, what's going on? What's happening right now? So I feel like she was on brand with what she was trying to do, but we're gonna move on because you hating. Let's get to the next video. Right.
So she said that if she was gonna move to Bangkok, she's not gonna do it now. But this next story, she might not have a choice.
What's the next?
Good morning. My name is Jennifer. On March 12, 2025, my husband Kilmer was abducted by the U.S. government.
Mi nombre es Jennifer y el 12 de marzo del 2025 los Estados Unidos desapareció a mi esposo Kilmer.
In a blink of an eye, our 3 children lost their father, and I lost the love of my life.
En un parpadeo, mis hijos perdieron su padre y yo perdí el amor de mi vida.
His mother lost a son. His siblings lost their brother. Our entire family is broken by what, in nice words, an error.
Su madre perdió su hijo, sus hermanos perdieron su hermano, sus hijos perdieron su padre.
So what I learned from that right there, that news story, is that I need to prioritize getting me a DMV appointment for my real ID, because I ain't gonna be caught slipping.
You have to now get the real ID, right? You have to
Yeah,
get the
I got the enhanced ID, but
enhanced,
they saying
right?
that but they saying that there's a real ID. I don't know. They said in New York the enhanced ID is just as good as the real ID. So I don't know.
No, but now to travel, you need the real ID to travel with your passport, right? Don't you?
I don't know, because I don't have a passport. I don't go nowhere.
And you judging her who made it all the way to an earthquake and you don't go anywhere. Unbelievable. She made it to
Yes,
another
which
country.
would make it even more of a travesty, a tragedy for me to be deported to somewhere else wrongfully if I ain't never even been anywhere.
Oh my God, man! Listen, wow, that's crazy. Wow. Okay, so you don't have a passport. We need to work on that. Okay, what happens if we want to take this show live in Bangkok? We can't get there because you don't have a passport. No?
Yeah. Well, I'll apply for it when the money's there.
Oh my gosh. Reporting live, no cap recap news and live from Bangkok, JT in LA. You got to manifest these things. You got to, rewire your mind, manifest it. Okay, what's the next one?
All right. So you've had a job where, you're a probationary employee, right? Yes, no.
Yeah, and it takes a while. You feel like you're doing a prison sentence when you're on probation.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, we got 2 sets of NYPD probationary officers. Oh, they were wilding out this week.
Something in the air.
We're following breaking news, and it is an update and a story we first brought you yesterday. It was involving a man who was found dead in a car that erupted in fire in Dyckman Street in Inwood. Well, Eyewitness News has just learned that 2 officers following the vehicle left the scene after it crashed and caught fire. The 2 officers involved are now suspended for not reporting what happened. Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles gathering more details, and we'll have more on this story later today on Eyewitness News.
So I got a question. I have questions.
Yeah.
Why didn't they report it? And what were they looking for? Why were they following him? And who knew that they were following him? Where's the proof that they were following him? How do we know? What's this?
Maybe body cam. I don't know. I don't have all the details there.
No, you mean a vehicle? In the vehicle they had a cam. Huh?
I said, all of the details haven't come out in the news yet, but they've been suspended.
Do you believe the story? They're not suspended. They're arrested. They're not arrested, but they are suspended. Do you believe the story?
Yeah. You don't believe it? Say it again. Your mic is out.
There we go. My mic is on now. Why would they follow him and he catches on fire and they not report it? I want to know the background story, but when it comes out, we'll discuss it here. But I know law enforcement can't always be trusted. I get that, but what? They were suspended and not arrested because there's not enough evidence, confirming that they actually committed a crime, but they were suspended.
Yeah.
So,
but in this next story, they are suspended and arrested. So you want said arrest? Here goes the story with an arrest.
We are staying atop of breaking news in Queens, where 2 NYPD officers assigned to clean up the crime along Roosevelt Avenue are now facing charges, accused of stealing cash from a sex worker and fondling others inside an illegal brothel in Queens.
Yeah, those officers were in court this morning. So was Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim. He's live outside criminal court in Kew Garden, Queens, with details. Stefan.
Well, Sandra and David, the NYPD had flooded Corona, Queens, Roosevelt Avenue with cops after complaints from local business owners and families of prostitution and other crimes. Now, 2 officers are being accused of committing crimes themselves. 2 probationary officers allegedly got a 311 call last July for a prostitution complaint. Prosecutors say after they arrived on scene, body camera footage captured them giving the all clear, and then they turned them off. One of them then allegedly snatched the key to the brothel from a sex worker, only to return both of them 8 hours later, still in uniform with badge and gun. They allegedly removed the client inside, then turned the lights off. Officer Justin McMillan is accused of taking cash from a sex worker's purse. Unclear the amount of money he snatched. Then he's accused of fondling her. Officer Justin Colon is also charged with second-degree burglary and forcible touching because he was present that day with gun and badge. Both pleaded not guilty today. Again, this allegedly happened last July. This was reported, though, the day of the incident. Sources say IAB was all over this from the start. The officers have been on modified duty since that day. They are due back in court in April. They pleaded not guilty and declined comment as they left the courtroom today. Reporting live at Queens Criminal Court, Stefan Kim, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that story?
one, I saw DEA evidence boxes, so that's weird. It was an IB investigation from the beginning, they said, right? Internal Affairs. And so they took the keys, returned 8 hours later in uniform, turned off the lights, took some money, took somebody out of there.
And fondled the sex worker on the way out. I'm like, I need more as far as that goes. Like what does, you gotta explain, like, what did he just, like, there was a John in there, they said that they got rid of him, right? So she's probably naked. Like, did they just like smack the boobs around? Like, what exactly is the fondling, or like what exactly was the unlawful touching or forcible touching? They gotta. I think they had cameras in there that the police officers did not know that they had, because that's an illegal location. Is at an auto shop, right? So that means they got to pay attention to the coming and going of all type of traffic. I think that somebody reported it. This auto shop is having sexual activity, prostitution, street life stuff going on. And the cops went there to investigate. And I think IAB got hold to some tapes, some kind of video, not tape. No, I think for it to be the next day, I think it was, they had somebody in there working, like, you know, and then like either an informant or undercover officer, right? And because these are uniform officers that just came in there, they saw nothing, there was nothing to be seen, but then they took the key and came back. So I'm like, and how much money was in this lady's purse that, like, you gonna lose your job for whatever is in her purse?
Yeah, cops shoot people with a camera on and lose their jobs. What are you talking about?
No, but I'm saying for that little bit of money, I could see if they was like, yo, take us to the back, open up the safe or something, but the money that's in her purse?
It'd be stupid. It'd be stupid. That's all. It don't be no genius stuff. It'd be stupid stuff. Be stupid. Just be stupid. You don't have to be a genius to lose your job and get locked up and be doing time. I mean, a simple thing, because their brain is tripping. They probably got upset with them or something like that, and was like, "Yo, we coming back. Let's go back." In uniform, 8 hours later. I guarantee there's some footage. Huh?
I'm like, this is why people in the suburbs don't make any sense. Always talking about, oh, we need more cops, more cops, more cops. More cops create more crime.
No. It's I mean, I don't know. I can't really speak on it, but I think that I have a feeling that they got some footage. I think you might be right about having an informant in there, but you know, people with illegal activities have relationships with law enforcement so they could stay off the radar, and they'll point them in the direction of other activities. So if somebody got a relationship and they call like, "Yo, guess what just happened over here? Some officers came, whoop, whoop, whoop." It's probably, you know, a legitimate story for them, and they investigated it. They came out there. I guarantee you they got some footage. They got footage because you need to protect your location. So I think they got some footage there. What you think?
Maybe. I don't know. If they had, I don't know. Maybe. I think more than that, they probably have somebody on the inside who can actually say what happened.
They might. We'll see. Probationary officers. Listen, when you're on probation, you feel like you on papers for real, like, because you can't do anything. You can't be late. You cannot be late. You can't take vacation time. You can't use nothing while you're on probation. It's crazy.
The union don't even mess with you like that.
Nothing. You're on your own, and you just quit your other job to get it. So you really are like, hey, I gotta pay attention. I can't fall asleep. Take your break. You gotta come back before your break is over. All eyes are on you. Yeah, I've been there. Senior people telling you what you can't do, and they don't do that, and it's not the way it go out here. Yes, I've been there. Telling me, oh, you the lead senior. You can't, you stay. You get you have to stay and finish the paperwork. What? Yes, I've been there. So they're gonna be held hostage twice: probation and prison time. How about that? So go from every officer to prison officer. So yeah. All right. And speaking of prison and feeling like you being held captive or hostage, what you think about this next story? Or feeling like you're in a compromised situation?
Yeah. Sex worker to sex trafficking. Yeah. So Terrence Howard, had a revelation on this podcast this past week. Let's hear what he had to say.
He invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there, and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I don't know. Could be true.
But why talk about it? Why not just let the justice system do what they're doing? Like, you don't have a lawsuit pending against them. Just why? Why bring it up? Why mention it? Because now when they subpoena you to go on the stand, what happens now?
I don't know. You don't want victims to have voices?
Is he a victim? Or is he gossiping?
Can it be both?
No. No, he's gossiping. Why gossip? It's already being handled. He's already sitting. No bail, no bond. Trial is coming up. What's the point of him mentioning that? Obviously, that's a soundbite, so we don't know what question got asked. But why not say, hey, listen, he's already dealing with enough. We're going to, I'm just going to leave that alone. Why tell your story if you're not part of the lawsuit?
Because he's a survivor.
No, he's not. He just said no communication. His assistant.
Yes, he survived. He survived the attempted.
Surviving Diddy, huh? Surviving Diddy. Surviving Diddy. There was a show called Surviving Diddy.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the right to say what he wants, but I think that now we have to just not have an opinion unless you are a victim here, because it's going to be heard out in court. Like, oh yeah, I went over there a couple of times and okay, nothing happened. You could keep a story to yourself. What, you want us to doubt you, Mr. Howard? Like, are you sure? You sure you didn't call him back later on? Like, you sure you didn't get up with him later after your assistant wasn't there or something? Then if we start speculating that way, then he wouldn't like that either. I just think that, we gotta give him some grace. The victims are there. They're on social media talking about it. They are going to testify. I strongly believe he's going to be found guilty. And the story's old already. It's old now. I'm not saying it's old that we're going to forget the victims, because they are victims, but we got to let it play out in court now, because everyone's going to be tuned in every day, all day, for hours, for whatever length of time it takes. And, you got YouTube, so everything is live. You can watch it from your phone. But I think that, should we still have an opinion? I don't know. But is that capping?
That trial is definitely not going to be live.
You don't think it's going to be live?
I know it's not going to be live. There's no cameras in federal court, and there's no cameras in New York courts. So it's a double reason why there's not going to be any.
R. Kelly trial was live. They just they couldn't show the victim on the stand. For R. Kelly's case in New York, the victim was on. They just the media was not allowed. The artist was not allowed to draw the victim as an image, and the media was not allowed to show their face. They showed them on the stand, but they weren't allowed to show their face for R. Kelly's case.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to videotape it. There was no cameras in their room. That's when they do like all of those drawings.
No, I remember seeing there was a camera. That's what I'm saying. They just had to blur out the victim. I watched one of the victims testify with R. Kelly. Like one of the girls.
No, you're probably thinking about his first trial where he was acquitted, and the girl came up and testified from the video and said it wasn't her. And then later on, like 10 years later, that's when she said it was her at the other trial. So,
well, now I'm confusing myself. Thank you for that. I mean, so I guess I know I watched something where I saw somebody on the stand, and their face was blurred out. And the media was not allowed to be in the courtroom for the audio. When she was describing the incident, they were in another room listening to it. They could not be in the courtroom listening to it. Am I bugging? I think
that's true. That's true about the.
I think I'm telling the truth. Got me second guessing myself, but
yeah,
right,
I'm
so
saying you're just mixing up the first trial and the second trial. Like both things are true. They're just from separate trials. So.
All right, so let me stop capping. Let me stop capping on a no cap recap show. No cap news recap. I'm capping. All right.
So since we talking about all of these legacy old school acts, let's get into this next clip. Found this online. It's just funny.
Man, I know that ain't Xscape. Xscape, is that you? Diabolical. Tiny, what's going on with the Heine? Is this what they mean when they say it's March Madness? It looks like we got another diaper dandy. This shit ain't right. Tiny and T.I., y'all need to sue. Don't ever forget, if you have a phone, you have a lawyer. Y'all need to call Science and Kirk Attorney Big Al or Top Dog Law right away. This ain't no BBL. This ain't no Brazilian butt. This booty look bizarre, broken, and laced. I want to know where these doctors are getting their license from. I'm dead serious. Where they get their license for 10, 12, 15 years and do this to people? I'm dead serious. I want to know who's signing off on these botched booties. I'm dead serious. It's called a Brazilian butt lift. If you want to get this done, take your ass to Brazil. Stop cutting corners. It can't be all doctors doing this. Y'all need to start looking at their license. Seriously, start examining their license. You fuck around and find out it ain't no doctor doing this surgery. It's a damn mechanic. Y'all should have escaped whoever did this to y'all. T.I., y'all got too much money for this bullshit. If I'm T.I., I'm finding the doctor that did this shit to my wife, and he's catching the beats by Dre. Diabolical. Diabolical. Let him cook.
Thoughts?
I always have questions about these BBLs. Like, okay, so this is like my new thought on this. There's a guy in I believe he's out of South Africa or something, and they call him like the Butt King or something. Like, this man has a gym full of people that he has doing squats, just doing squats, like walking squats on a stepper squat. And he's helping them build out their quads, calves, and their butt. And this guy, his body is shaped like a typical, it's very unusual for a male. And he does this every day, all day. Like, why is there a need to go to the doctor for stuff like this when there are definitely legitimate options? And, you know, our timeline for living is what, 80, 90 years old now? And it's like, there's going to be a time you may have to have surgeries for something else more serious. So why introduce this stuff to your body? Why have the surgery when there's a healthier choice for it? I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, you do all of that and then somebody's able to look at that and say, well, what happened? Why is her butt sinking? And I did hear that it sinks over time. It changes, like from so you have to like get it redone or something like that. I don't know. I've always questioned why that, when there's a way you can work out and do it naturally, but everybody's not fit to work out. So I don't know. It doesn't look good though. It looks like it might be an old job. It might be an old surgery procedure. And she needs to, you know, enhance it a little bit more. But his description of it was wild. I don't think he was body shaming her. I think that, yeah, he was body shaming her. Let me not cap. So
I'm like, you're jumping to conclusions about the BBL. I'm like, how do you know it's just not, she's not suffering from incontinence and it's just, you know.
That's not a diaper. That's not one of them diaper things, pamper things. That's not that. Nah, that's flesh. It's sitting very low. It looks like it needs to be touched. Huh?
Like worn out cottage cheese or something?
No, not it don't look like it just looks like it needs to be touched up again. But you know, again, I think that working out is a healthier choice, but everyone can't do it. And it's a business. So there's a way you can pay for the stuff you want and get it right now instead of working, you know, for a while and being patient. But it looks like she needs to just tighten it up. She got money. They just won that lawsuit. What, they got like 17 million?
They got more than that. I thought it was more than that.
I think it's 72 million they got. 70.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you call it? She wrote the song No Scrubs. She looking for a man that could buy her a new butt.
She got one. She got a whole husband there. She could buy her own butt. She's not looking for a man to buy a butt no more. She could buy her own butt.
All I can say is that you can definitely say that Mos Def is not the artist to be her theme song. Like, she's not Miss New Booty. So
how does that song go? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, the Mos Def
that
song.
was Miss New. Wait, was that Mo? I thought that was a Southern rapper. No. Oh man, I'm jacking up stuff. I am so capping. Miss New.
And I
You
think,
sure that wasn't
I think Bubba Sparks had a song like that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. So 2 people had the same type of song.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Because I know somebody that was doing some work with that artist. So that's what came to mind. Okay, there we go. Wow, what happened to Bubba Sparks? Man, shout out. Not what happened, but what happened. Wow. Okay, yeah. All righty. So good luck, Xscape. We rooting for you. You got 17 million in your pocket. Your attorney gets a cut. Go tighten yourself up, girl.
Well, getting into this next story, maybe
about meat.
Some lab grown, she could get some lab grown put back.
She could get some lab grown.
The Rochester women, they put the chicken cutlets in their bra to make it look bigger. Maybe she gets some, some man-made.
Yeah, well, we're gonna all be eating this man-made, lab-made stuff soon. Here's a video.
The age of lab-grown meat has arrived in this country. The Agriculture Department just approved 2 California companies to sell chicken grown in steel tanks using cells that come from an animal egg or a special bank of stored cells. The cell-cultivated chicken will first be available at a restaurant in San Francisco and another one in Washington, D.C.
This is what you've called a slaughterless house.
Oh, yes, yeah.
The equipment looks like a commercial brewery, but it's not beer they're making.
So that's where it all starts, just a few cells.
It's meat.
So you're making meat in here.
Yes.
But I don't see any animals and I don't see any animal parts.
Well, that's the trick, right?
Stainless steel bioreactors or cultivators produce real meat from animal stem cells.
You're making chicken in there.
Yeah, so if you look at this is approximately a 200 plus liter tank. And we take cells from a chicken or an egg.
Dr. Uma Valetti is a cardiologist who founded Upside Foods, taking on a food chain as old as time. The potential to exponentially expand the food supply has attracted top-tier investors like Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and Whole Foods founder John Mackey. President Biden is also on board, signing an executive order to support cultivating alternative food sources.
All right, so yeah, Joe Biden's out of office now, so that we need to throw this whole program out the window. Like that, I know a good use for that. Like that's prison food. You commit a crime, you get. This is what you eat. Don't waste our good food. You get the imitation stuff. They talking about it's real meat. No, it's not real meat, or it would come naturally. This is faux meat or whatever. I don't know. Imitation.
What describes real? What's real? What's real meat? Like it comes from the animal. It's a byproduct of the animal, right? An egg is a byproduct of a chicken.
No, that's not. I mean, it's a byproduct, like you would say a limb or something, because I'm like it comes out of the chicken. It's not, genetically altered.
Okay, so what is genetically altered? What does that actually mean in science?
That means that nothing gave birth to it. It was born in a vat or some sort of machine or concoction or something. Like no. As I said, this is the industry for prison food.
I agree with you on that. No cap. I agree with you on that statement. Give it to the prisoners. And we will eat the real stuff that's out here. But I think that in case of a famine crisis, we may have to resort to creating meat. I don't think we need to create meat at all. It's more than enough vegetables and fruit that can be grown that we can live off of. I mean, I know there was a shortage of potatoes way back when, famine hit really bad in a lot of countries. All the potatoes died, but we could be resourceful and we can
with these tariffs, we will be forced to delve into this. I'm like, if there's some sort of nuclear event and we have to go underground and you can't grow stuff and all that type of stuff, then it would be useful then. But you know, we don't need to just have it just to have it.
Well, they're preparing us. They're showing you, yo, this is what you're gonna be eating in a couple of years. It's like even the difference between ocean picked seafood and farm raised seafood. Like they're giving you the options now to tell you eventually it won't be in the ocean. We're not going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars going onto the ocean, getting seafood to bring it. We're not doing that. We're going to bypass that process. We got farm grown crabs, shrimp, salmon, squid, calamari, octopus, all type of fish. It's going to be farm raised. It's not going to be the ocean. They're not going to pay a fisher to go out on a boat to bring back something that they can just create right there in a farm. They're preparing us for what's next. When you go to a restaurant, what do you think you're going to have to ask them? Is this lab grown, or is this even diamonds? They got lab grown diamonds that cost more than real diamonds. They're showing us what's coming in the future. I'm just saying, fruits and vegetables. I got some spinach growing right now, and it's really satisfying to eat your own fruits and vegetables. Grow it, and you can grow it in a pot. Find a big pot and grow it. Get a couple of pots and just grow your stuff. It's coming to that. You either want to trust yourself and know what you're eating, or trust somebody else. But that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be lab grown meat or real meat. And the lab-grown meat, I think, will cost more because cows, you graze them you have them on your property, you grow them, you sell them, and you just rinse and repeat that process. But to actually grow the meat, it's going to be a significantly higher price when you go to eat it outside or even buy it in a grocery store. But they're preparing us for what's coming next. So I mean, we just got to eat healthier and avoid all this stuff if we can. I mean, we talked about this with the Girl Scout cookies and the person who filed the class action lawsuit. They put all these chemicals in it for us to eat. And it's like, okay, do I really need to be eating this stuff or not? I still got my boxes. I got my receipt. I'm waiting on I found my receipt. It was like in January before the lawsuit. So it was unknown to me that these items were unsafe. I got my receipt and I got my boxes of cookies sitting right there, ready and waiting. So, you know, it's an interesting story. Would you eat it?
No.
I wouldn't eat it either. I wouldn't. I would miss me with that. I'm good. I wouldn't eat it. But they're finding a way to insert it into our lives, just like these smart cars that you're going to be locked in one day and can't get out. It's coming. You will be controlled in some type of way. I'm going to go to, I think I need to get an electric bike, right? And just have it on the side just in case things get hectic or something. You never know. All righty.
FDA does not have our best interest at heart.
I agree with you. It's scary, but people are you have 2 restaurants that are willing to serve it. And what kind of incentive are they getting for cooking this stuff and serving it to people? What's the incentive for them? I mean, I'll have to learn more about the science behind it before I could trust it. I mean, and you don't really know because it could be years from now.
But I'll tell you wherever in the world that your next clip is happening, I think if these people can't, are having this much trouble with transportation, I think that they would be willing to eat the faux meat.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
In Bangladesh, trains never require ticket reservations or even ticket purchases. There are only free standing tickets and hanging tickets. Those clinging to doors or dangling from train sides hold hanging tickets, convenient yet physically demanding. The standing tickets aren't for standing inside carriages, but rather on train rooftops. With overwhelming population density, no space goes unused. As long as you don't get crushed, you squeeze to the limit. Every train becomes packed beyond capacity. However, benefits exist. Not only does this solve massive passenger volume challenges, but it also eliminates unnecessary security checks. To further improve transportation efficiency, trains rarely make full stops at stations. Boarding is relatively straightforward. Just be quick-eyed and dexterous enough to latch on. Disembarking requires true skill. Passengers must judge train speed accurately, seize fleeting deceleration moments, and identify safe landing spots. Veteran riders can disembark with elegance even while balancing luggage, while newcomers often struggle, frequently taking tumbles if momentarily distracted.
So transportation is not a priority in Bangladesh. So
apparently it's in high demand. Like what are you talking about? We just saw crabs in a barrel. We just saw cans of sardines packed. That's crazy. And it doesn't look like it's not like the train moves in slow motion. The train is going at the speed that it's going, and they're like, catch us if you can.
But I'm like, if you're on top of the train, how do you safely get off with all of your baggage from the top of the train?
You have to prepare for your stop. Like when your stop is coming, then you go from up top and come down. That's what you have to do. Why? Okay. Is that the only one? I have questions because I was trying to figure out, like, is it only one train that they operate, or are there several trains, like how our transit system is? Several trains stop, people get on. I mean, it gets crowded during rush hour, but not like you got to sit on top of the train, the number 5 train or something. So,
and I'm like, if you have like a hanging ticket, do they change it to like one of them up top tickets if you stink? Because it's hot over there, and like how it smells in the train here. Like a mat, like you got to go on the roof.
I guarantee you there's no AC on that train at all. There's no AC. They don't have seats on the train. You got to stand up. If they had seats, they would get less people on there. So they have to stand up. That's crazy. I don't know how. I mean, I could probably manage. I don't think I would be having a problem transporting if that was the option. If I was living there, I would get to it. I'd climb trees for a while. I know, I would get to it. Like, I got to get to work. I'm on one of those trains. What else are you gonna do? But they carrying full luggage. Like, they don't have taxis. Like, I don't know. Maybe I would try it, but I'm so like, I'm not living up in the mountains. I would just pay for a taxi fare and just go where I need to go. I might try it for the experience, but every day, all day doing that to get to work and get back home, I'll be exhausted before I get there. I couldn't do it every day as a part of a lifestyle. I couldn't do it. But it's amazing to see the cultures in other places, So for those of you that are watching, subscribe to the channel. I think we do a great job of bringing you content from other regions of the world so you can see a perspective in their culture. Things that we feel like is like, oh, wait, I would never do that. But in other cultures, they're forced to do things like ride a train like that. And it's very dangerous. And that train is not slowing down. It doesn't go at a slow. You know how you hop on and off a trolley in Philadelphia? It's not doing that. It's like, choop, 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 Amtrak, boop, 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 boop. So it's a good perspective to see. I would try it, but I wouldn't let that be my lifestyle if I was living in Bangladesh. I'm just saying. There you go. And speaking of culture and showing how people do things in the church, this is crazy. But this one is no stone goes unturned. Here's the next one.
This is our God, the servant King. He calls us now to follow Him, to bring our lives as a daily offering. Oh.
It was a short clip.
I got questions because I'm like, all right, so this is they're accepting credit cards, right? Can you do a chargeback once you leave? Can you take your blessing back?
You are dangerous. You're dangerous. You are dangerous. You are the enemy. Why would you charge back anything? You know what time it is when you get in the church. Unless you want to get up, like you could time the session where you like, okay, they about to roll around the the payment device. Let me go to the bathroom. But no, you can't charge back nothing. It's church, place of worship, man. Come on.
Because I'm like, like when you do certain like payment or pay later programs, they like, all right, no credit cards. It needs to be hooked up to a bank account, or if you do what do you call it, auto pay, like you every month or whatever, they want a bank account. No credit cards, right? Because they don't want the problems of you charging back and all that stuff. Why would the church is like, man, we'll put you in debt?
You know why? Because a lot of people in church they pass the basket like, oh, I don't have no money. So now we got options. Yo, hit the card.
You know when I go to the mailbox, I get all of these credit card promos, applications. You've been pre-approved, all that. Let me find out that the church it took my member information and is sending it out like, here go a new card so that you come with on Sunday.
Yo, make sure you bring that on Sunday. Hey, listen, can you imagine? Like, all right, everybody, we sent out the postcards with the QR code. Make sure you sign up. Yo, what if there's a monthly subscription to paying your tithes in the church?
Well, yeah, because I'm like, the preacher needs a new jet.
Okay, if you pay for the year, you get a huge discount. If you pay for 6 months, you get a lower, subscription. But if you pay every month when you come to church, or every week, it's gonna cost you more. It's coming to that too. We talking about fake meat. It's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be a subscription-based church. Telling you, it's coming. You see them passing around devices, tap and go, tap and go. All right, people, keep it moving, tap and go. It's gonna get to that. You're gonna have subscription-based church. Pay by the month, pay by 6 months, pay by the year. Here's our recommended minimum. It's crazy. I know it's somewhere in the Bible.
Need a job. You're gonna need a job to have a relationship with Jesus soon.
I guess I'm just not doing well because I don't pay tithes. I contribute to the world in other ways, So I don't know. I give away food all the time. I give away clothing all the time. So, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I don't think I need to physically hand my cash over to someone. I feel pressured, and you can't pressure me when it comes to my money. I start to act like the pinky cat, and that's going to be another video. So when it comes to my money, I start getting wild like that cat that we're going to show our viewers today. But so I don't know if it's working and people are not complaining, then who are we to talk about it? We just no cap in the news. That's all we doing. But people is tapping in, tap, swipe, insert. They spending that money. So there you go. And speaking of money, on to the next story here. Show me the money, I get money. What's that 50 Cent song? I get money.
Yeah, I get money.
Hold on. Here we go.
It was raining money on a California highway today, and lots of people stopped to scoop up all those $20 bills.
This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Someone dropped money all over the freeway. San Diego has shut down. Oh my gosh.
Thousands of dollars in cash fell out of a Brinks truck when the rear door suddenly sprang open. Motorists pulled over and jumped for joy as they picked up the money, just like they won the lottery.
Then we go to Sizzler tonight, baby.
But not so fast. Cops are warning the money grabbers to turn in the loot.
I highly suggest that they come in before we come knocking on their door and just turn the cash in.
2 people were arrested at the scene with the cash they collected, and the FBI is studying videos to find others. In the meantime, people can dream.
This is the most insane thing I've ever seen.
I'm like, I could just say, hey man, I was holding on to it for safekeeping. I was gonna return it to the I was gonna deliver it to the precinct or whatever. Time got away from me. And I'm like, why are you recording it on social media and sending it out? Like, you gotta do your dirt all by your lonely. Like, why? You deserve to be caught.
Listen, nobody's getting off that highway without the police searching them. It had to have been a point on that highway at an exit where they were stopping people. It's no way. And
you're not strip searching everybody.
Listen, you don't have to strip search, but you can take everybody's photo, take a picture of their photo. You could do something coming off that highway and do a search. The money's not yours. It was an incident. It's not free money, right? The money belongs to someone. We know that. Brinks has an account. The money
it's insured. It's insured. So what? I'm ripping off the insurance company?
Yeah, because this is not like you found it. You know who it belongs to. And it looked like the truck was in the sky. Like, I don't understand what happened with that. I didn't understand what was in the air with the helicopter. It looked like the truck. A helicopter can't carry a truck in the sky, right?
No.
So why did it look like? Did you see that? Unless that was a different clip that people added. That it looked like it was falling from the sky. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I must have missed that. But
yeah, that was in the beginning.
Yeah, this is.
Would you take the money? We on camera.
Yeah. No comment.
For those of you that would have taken the money, I would have hid my face. That's it. I would have hid my face. Because, you got facial recognition on everything now. And like you said, are they going to physically search every vehicle coming off the highway? They probably could have, because if you were coming off the highway at the time that this happened, we know you're part of that group. So if we search everything and you don't have no money, you're good to go. So the police got there really fast, I guess, and locked up 2 people, but I guess they couldn't get everybody. And people
people are recording it on their phones. Like, why are you giving them evidence?
I mean, I would have recorded it, just not myself. I would have showed everything around me. I just would not have recorded me. That's all.
No, I'm like, no. I'm like,
but if you're ready to go.
No, I'm picking it up and I'm going. I'm picking it up and I'm going. I'm not trying to show people. Yeah. I'm not trying to, like, nah. Like, if you ain't here to get it, by the time you get here, it's gonna be gone anyway. So,
That is a payday, man. Can you imagine money just blowing and you down on your luck, man? That is a payday. Man, if you how much of that do you think a person could grab in about 5 minutes? Almost $1,000?
5 minutes? I grabbed all that they've dropped in 5 minutes.
I mean, I think in 5 minutes you could collect at least.
I will whatever vehicle I'm in, I will, turn that sideways on the road to block traffic, and we'll pick up every bit of it.
That's crazy,
Allegedly.
man. Yeah, if I would have done it, this is how it would have happened. What's that book with what's the guy's name? If I would have done it, this is how it would have happened. Yeah, if oh my gosh, man, that's crazy. But yeah, so credit cards and cash. I mean, for some of those people collecting that money, now they could take it and flip it in the church. And speaking of flipping and spending money and being ripped off, we're gonna show you all the next video. We're doing good today. We got a lot of stuff reminding people you could get rich or die trying. Here's the next one.
This here from them.
But not when you ordered a drill.
This is a picture of what they sent me.
That's right. Sylvester Franklin ordered a drill from AliExpress. And what he got was a printed photo of the drill he ordered. But it gets worse.
I paid $22.97 for a pressure washer, and this is what I get.
What even is that?
This is a screw. It's a wrench to screw the screw out the wall with.
Franklin has been going back and forth with AliExpress since he ordered the items in November, but throughout everything, still hasn't received a refund. So we started looking into AliExpress, and we found the company is a subsidiary of Alibaba, sometimes called the Amazon of China. In 2021, the Office of the United States Trade Representative added AliExpress to its list of notorious markets for counterfeiting and piracy. The business also has a D- rating with the Better Business Bureau, and in 2024, the state of Georgia's Consumer Protection Division received 3 complaints against the company. One of the people who complained, saying they never received the item purchased. Another saying they were out over $400 after their item was sent with a fake tracking number that was never delivered to them. In all 3 instances, the shoppers said they tried to get their money back from AliExpress, but none of them did until they reported their stories to the CPD. Franklin has tried to get his money back from AliExpress and tried to get a charge back from his bank without any success. He says he only spent around $40, but wants others to take a lesson from his story. This picture may be worth 1,000 words, but not the $40 he paid.
This is not good. This is real bad. You know, all this is bad. You know what I mean? Don't scam nobody. So I just don't like to get scammed because you know, if you spend your money, you want to get what you paid for.
There's a reason why they're saying it's too good to be true. He thought he was going to get a pressure washer and a drill for $40.
I don't know how that math made sense in his head. Some things are just too good to be true. And they got him.
I'm like, that $40 was worth the lesson he learned.
Listen, the disrespectful part is they sent him a piece of paper. I would have rather you just don't send me anything. You send me a copy of what I was supposed to get with a drill bit. Like, yo, here you go, take that. We good now. Here's your order.
He ordered a pressure washer and they gave him a washer screw.
Like, I would be so upset. Like, don't send me anything. Now you're antagonizing me. Now you're playing with my intelligence. Don't send me a copy of it. They didn't even send him the manual. They sent him a printout of the image. Like, don't play with my intelligence. Send my money, yo. Send my money before I come over there. AliExpress. And, you know, I rocks with Alibaba. Like, I be on there for all type of stuff. You know, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I get with that. But now, once I saw it, I was like, oh, no, we can't do no AliExpress because they fraudulent. But don't play with me. Don't send me anything, not even a picture. That's like saying, yo, and then they mentioned, like, people getting fake tracking numbers. Take my money and just don't respond to me. Don't play me. If you're going to scam me, let's be professional about it. Don't send me nothing like, yo, I got your money, and here's a copy of what you were supposed to get, but I'm not sending it. You're taunting me, yo. I'm going to have to find you. Like, don't play me. If you're going to scam me, just do it and go, yo.
Yeah.
Just do it and go.
But I'm like, with these tariffs coming, you know you got that $40 is about to be 120 or something like that.
I agree. It's coming. I agree.
I'm like, Temu is about to be premium stuff because all that stuff comes from China, but with tariffs, it's gonna be like 3 times as much.
I mean, listen, we're going to have to just chill out on spending money. How about that? But you know what? If it goes to that, maybe what he's doing when he says make America great again, he's trying to say spend in our country. Don't spend overseas. If you spend overseas, it's going to cost you. So now the companies that are here.
Think about like 95 years ago, right? This is make America Great Depression again.
Well, I don't know yet. I'm still questioning things. I still have questions because
I don't have questions because I've already seen the answers in my stock portfolio.
I don't look at my stuff like I don't. I just like I don't look at it. I know it's there.
There's a reason why they call it the Great Depression. There's a reason why they call it the Great Depression. You go and look at your portfolio, you're gonna get real depressed.
Wow, I don't want to look. I don't want to look. We had the Great Depression, we had the Great Recession, and what are we going to call this era?
I don't know. The Great Depression Part 2 or something like World War I, World War II.
Dang, man, that's crazy. I don't know. I mean, we just got to wait and see. I just know that I threw out a dozen of eggs that cost $12 because people in the house didn't eat it. So I said, hey, no more eggs in here. I'll be damned. So, I mean, more to come. We'll see. To be continued. But yeah, here's the thing, right? If you got so many things going on and you just looking to relax, everybody got the way in which they're gonna relax and take the edge off. So let's check out what the gorillas are doing and maybe we can learn something from them in this next video. Yo, this video is wild.
Is that a cigarette or a blunt?
I can't tell. Yo, I really can't tell. I don't know if that gorilla is smoking a blunt or cigarettes. Somebody's giving that gorilla something to get lit with. I don't know. And the gorilla is supposedly at a zoo. So you take your kids to the zoo and they are watching a gorilla smoke. That's
I'm like, what do you call it? Maybe the gorilla maybe it's a generous gorilla. He's gonna take a puff and then pass it to whoever's come to see him.
Listen, he's so chill with it. You think he got tariffs on his mind? He or she? It's just relaxing, not worried about nothing, just sitting there smoking. And in the clip, he put the cigarette out, like he literally put it out, like how a smoker puts out a cigarette. He didn't just toss it; he put the cigarette out.
So like now that we know about this, are we gonna like rehab the gorilla? Are we gonna get the gorilla the patch?
No, I think somebody's trying to figure out what else they could get this gorilla to do besides smoke a cigarette. If you could get the gorilla to smoke a cigarette, what else you could get the gorilla to do? People just don't want to leave things alone. You already got him captive in a zoo. Now you want to introduce him to smoking cigarettes. Next, he's going to be drinking. He's going to have a Corona right next to him next. You'll see. Watch what I'm telling you. It's going to happen.
That gorilla was black, so they'll probably, do something like give him a 40 or something.
Most gorillas are black. Which that doesn't we're not that kind of people, okay? We do better than this. I bet you somebody not black gave that gorilla those cigarettes because we don't want to be in there dealing with that. We'll watch, but we're not going to engage a gorilla. We're not doing that. We black people, we're not doing that. But there you go. But let's check out oh wow, we got 2 more clips. If you like the show, please subscribe to what we're doing. Let us know. Leave a comment. JT in LA. We're having fun with this. This is the No Cap recap, No Cap news recap, No Cap news recap. Sorry. It's the No Cap news recap. We do this live on Sundays. We try to entertain, have some fun with it. If you like us, subscribe. If you don't like us, let us know. If you love us, subscribe. If you love us, share it. Let other people know to spend about an hour, hour and a half with us every Sunday, just entertaining yourself while you set up for your weekday on Monday. And
why watch the news when you got us?
How do you want to intro this next video? I don't even know what to say about this next one here.
Well, this is yours, so I'll let you take care of that one.
I'm all for people getting locked up for things that they've done, but I'm not volunteering my time to do this. So check out this video.
License and registration. All right, can you get out of the car so I can check your car?
What's that?
Can you get out of the car so I can check your car? Like, can you step out, please? All right, everything's good. You can go home. Your car's good. You can go home.
Okay, see.
What? No, go home.
Yeah.
No, go home.
Okay.
No, go home. Ir a pa la casa. Puedes ir.
¿A mi casa?
Yes.
Mi casa. Oh.
House, yes. You can go home.
Oh, okay.
See, after that, I don't know. Maybe it was the language barrier, but maybe he was on edible. He just didn't know what was going on.
I mean, I don't know. I just he said no set. That means I don't know. So then when he walks himself to the police SUV, he sits in. He says, yeah, that means there. He moves over. And then he's like, hey, get out. Like, go home. So finally he's like, oh, mi casa. He goes, yeah, home. Go home. He goes, oh, okay. He says, okay, perfectly fine. But everything else, it appears that he doesn't speak English. But what did he think that he did wrong? I have questions. Like, what did he think that he did wrong?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. What do you call it? They're deporting actual citizens. So, he's
it don't matter. Just get in.
All right. Free vacation.
So the code is if they pull you over, just get in the back of their car. Is that what the rule is? Like, don't say nothing when they pull you over. Just go in the back of their vehicle, and when you get to the precinct, ask for a lawyer.
I guess, you could actually see that they wasn't going to have any problems with him, so there was not going to be any police brutality unless they was beating him to get out of the cop car.
But he didn't have no handcuffs on, so what made him think he was being detained? Like they didn't handcuff him. He was like, "All right, I'm gonna go in." Like, y'all, all right, y'all got me. What? Like, what did you do? I'm not volunteering myself. Y'all don't have to catch me. I'm sorry. Y'all will have to catch me. I didn't get it, but obviously there's a language barrier and, things happen. Thankfully, you know what I like? I like that the police officer didn't appear to be laughing at him. It didn't sound like he was laughing. Like he was sincerely trying to get him like, no, go home. He didn't make a joke of it. So I like that part about the video. But what is sad is that
I'm like, no, just get the hell out of my car. Like, I'm like, I want to know if this guy is really like that. He probably was on his way somewhere. Cop told him to go home. He went home.
Listen, a language barrier, it's hard. It's hard when, you get access to come to another country. And, the one thing I'm trying to figure out, right, is that in Europe, overseas, they learn English from primary school all the way through, right? So any place over there, they speak English. The English is really great. And you're like, wow, how do they speak English so well? Because they teach them to speak English, because when they're doing business with one another, you will have a conference room of people from different countries conducting business, and they all conduct it in English. They may have a translator that will translate it to whatever, home country they're in, but they all do business that way. So from Spanish speaking countries, I don't think they care to teach their people English from primary school, because otherwise they would be able to come here and speak English. It may be with an accent, it may be with a change of words, but to come here and not speak English from your country, that means your country is saying, we're not encouraging you to leave. We don't want you to go nowhere else and be great. That's how I would feel about it. In other places, they learn English from elementary school, primary school. But in Spanish countries, they go through their whole adulthood and don't speak English. It's not promoted in school. Y'all don't think these people want to travel the world and go someplace else? And then they come to America, and Americans are so hard on them, like, hey, when are you going to learn to speak English? Because it's not encouraged in their country. But in other places, I do business with people in Pakistan, English, no problem. Even in texting and emailing, the English is no problem, because they're looking at the bigger picture of being able to do business with other people. But in Spanish countries, I have a sense that there's some kind of thing where they're like, no, we're not promoting English over here. You want to learn English, you go over there. In this country, we're going to teach you Spanish because they don't want them to leave. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. Because how do you not speak English in the Spanish countries? They don't teach them English. They just don't. And why? Why not? Why not? In Africa, they teach them English too. In all those countries that speak several languages, those people speak several languages plus English. They all teach them English, except for in like these Spanish countries. In South America, Spain, they speak English. So I don't know. But I mean, again, I like that the police officer he didn't sound like he was laughing and making a joke of it. He's like, no, go home, man, go home. No, everything's fine. Go home. So what do you think? He did right by him, but that man needs to learn English. It's just a way. Just a way. So yeah.
All right. So
shout out to him. He went home. A la casa.
So as we get into this last clip, which is a throwback, but I saw it on the timeline and he was like, I got to bring it here.
This is the kind of energy I'm on.
This is Pinky. He's a male cat, domestic short hair. He's available for adoption. He's pet of the week, Placer County Animal Shelter. He's a very loving cat.
Hang on to us, please. Oh, yeah. Pinky.
Pinky.
Pinky. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, we got a wildcat on our hands. Pinky, settle down, bud. Careful, Cole. Careful. Well, I get a catch pole. Somebody got a catch pole.
Pinky.
Just set it over.
No.
Get a catch pole.
You catch our pole to get him?
Yeah, because I'm not going to grab you.
Oh, dude. Watch it, he's caught up in there. Just disconnected from the deck. You got in the back?
Yeah. That's the energy that I'm on. That's the energy that I'm on. I'm Pinky the cat. That's me right there. That's it. He not taking no L's. He catching fades. All of that. Pinky the cat he's like, get out of my way. He went from this is Pinky the cat available for adoption here to son of a bitch. That cat was like, nah, I think I have another plan. I don't know what triggered him. He was like, looked like he was slap boxing, all of that. He was going in. But that's the energy I be on.
No, I just thought it was funny that he was like, it's a very loving cat. And then that was like what triggered it. Just like, no.
Absolutely. That cat was slap boxing. Like, I've seen cats act like that when they're trying to catch a mouse. But like, yo, that cat was like, I'm out of here. And it looked like the cat scratched him really. He's like, oh my God, he screamed. I would have like.
I'm like, we should have played that Sarah McLachlan song over that, because this is a video for cat adoption. So I'm like, you know, they show you these sad looking cats. What about that cat that they trying to? It's a loving cat. Come adopt them.
They're capping. That cat was like, she couldn't get that cat in a box at all. That cat was like, yo, get off me. Yo, that cat was doing this. Like, yo, get off me. Yo, let me go. This is what that cat was doing. Floyd Mayweather cat was like this. Yo, that's the energy I'm on all day. All you see is like, he's petting the cat. Then the cat is just like, yo, get the fuck off me. Pinky the cat, yo. That cat was like, yo, didn't take a breath, was like, yo, oh, you wanna hold me? You still wanna hold me? Put his claws right into him, man. I don't know what happened. Something happened with that cat. But that cat was like, that's the energy I'm on with people. When I'm like tired, fed up with people, I'm tired, like, call me Pinky the cat. Oh my gosh. But that was the finale. That was the finale. So what do you think? We are the No Cap News Recap every day, Sundays, live. Subscribe. Let us know what you think. We're just having some fun. Finding some fun clips. If you have suggestions for a clip that we can give some feedback on, send us something. Let us know. What you think, JT?
Yeah.
We'll take some suggestions, right, for some clips. Let's analyze them.
Yeah. Less work for me.
Listen, whatever. Just send us some stuff. We can talk about it. If you got some stuff going on in your life and you feel like there's a hot moment, send it to us. We'll give you credit for it. We'll tag you. Let's discuss. We got questions. We'll ask you what happened. How'd you follow up? You know, what was the start? You know, send us whatever. But we're here. It's the No Cap News Recap show every Sunday. We try to check in every Sunday, give y'all some live entertainment. JT in LA. Again, subscribe, put on your notifications. Let us know what you think of our show.
And if you want to sponsor, holler as well. You know, Cash App is below. And we're going to get up out of here. See you in another 7 days.
Yes. All right, JT. We're signing off. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Check in next Sunday.